everyone. Happy Monday and happy this beautiful beginning of April. And I just feel so grateful. Last week I wasn't here with you, with all of you, but I took a week off with my family visiting after my birthday. And thank you for all of you who wished me happy birthday on the 2 weeks ago. When was it? Or was it a week ago? I'm losing track. Yes, it was 2 weeks ago. So today, our theme of today is 5 keys for us to feel empowered. So I really felt like this came to me as a download a couple days ago in my morning writing. And I really want to share with you these 5 ways that I find to be critical and really the keys for us women, healers, coaches, seekers, free spirits, yoga teachers, all of us, to feel empowered. And then we will also look at the 5 mistakes or 5 ways that we lose our power and become disempowered. So the first one is to feel and know connection to the source. So know that we are a part of a greater source. And it's like being plugged in, just like the charger. When the phone is plugged in to the source, it has power. When we are disconnected from the source, we are cut off from our true power. And having consistency of practices and ways that we attune and return again and again. It's not one time that we are plugged in and then we always plugged in. Just like the cell phone, we need to constantly recharge and be plugged in again and again, daily. So having a consistency of practice where we recharge our connection to source. And you can call it whatever language you feel most connected to. It can be love, or the source of peace, the source of truth, the source of love, or God, or goddess, or infinite source of energy, or universal truth. So I love to for me, it's connection to breath, right? Connecting to the breath is this primal attunement to the source that we come from, because breath is the bridge between our mind and the body, and it's a connector between the heart, the breath, the mind, the body, and this physical body. It really brings us into this physical, brings our connection from the infinite into this physical reality in our bodies. So let's just take a moment to breathe and feel, because the connection to source, it's not a mental concept. It's an embodiment and a knowing on an energetical feeling level and being level. So just taking a few deep breaths and remembering that we are breathing in oxygen, breathing in energy, or prana or chi, that makes up everything in the universe. That same energy that makes the sunrise, that makes the dust, the stardust, the trees, the oxygen that the trees breathe out. That's the same oxygen, the molecules that we're breathing in. Just simple moments of remembering and reconnecting with the breath returns us to that experience of oneness, of connection, of power, empowerment. And as we breathe, we have an opportunity to release the tensions, release the beliefs that separate us from our truth, from the source. So let's look at the mistake. So the other side, this is the number one key, is us being plugged in and remembering our source of being. And the mistake is believing in the lies and feeling disconnected from the source. And what disconnects us from the source are all kinds of concepts and beliefs, such as, who am I? I'm nobody. Or I'm not as good as somebody. Or who am I to think that I can? I'm not capable. All of those beliefs. I'm not capable. I'm not as talented. I'm not as smart. I can't. I don't have enough of resources. I don't know enough. I'm not equipped enough in some way lacking. So all of those are the lies. And when we're able to see clearly that we are not those lies, we're able to return back to our true power. So let's look at the number 2 key of being empowered. The second key is to have access to high energy, to being charged with energy. Our body, our mind, our emotions being charged with energy. And having that high vibrational energy that powers us is really the key. And having the practices, again, that consistently recharge us with energy, having high vibration. And it's, again, surrounding yourself with people who reflect back to you the high vibration, having higher vibrational thoughts, higher vibrational emotional states, and beliefs about what we can. They recharge our energy. And physically doing activities that charge us, maybe it's exercise. It's so critical for us to exercise and pump energy into our bodies. Walking, being outside, being in nature, being in the water. And so as you're writing, I will go into the flip side. What are the mistakes? What is the second mistake that drains our energy? And that is either being sluggish and not having any activity, like really just sitting and not moving enough, not engaging in activities that recharge our vessels, these temples, body temples, with energy. Or on the other side, being too busy and not being in tune with the energy in your body and with what your body needs, and just doing things that abuses your energy and drains your energy. Just things like staying up too late, or staying on the phone, or browsing through Facebook feed, or whatever that is, or substances like coffee. Really, it gives us jittery energy, but coffee is not really the pure source of energy. Or all kinds of things, or abusing our body with substances, alcohol, or anything else that really doesn't feed you with clean, pure energy, but gives you maybe a quick solution, like a quick fix. For a moment you feel the energy, but then the energy drops again, and you are in that cycle of needing to artificially fill yourself with energy. But in the deep sense, you're really not in touch with your body, and maybe it's not giving your body enough sleep is another way of abusing your body, and not allowing your body to refill its natural reserves. So the third way that we feel empowered and recharged with, really plugged into the power that it's our birthright to feel empowered, is to have clear vision. When we have clarity of vision, that is powerful. When we are cloudy, when we don't see clearly what is most important, that's like we are diffusing our power, diffusing our energy, and that disempowers us. So having that clarity of vision and clarity of vision of who you are as the expression of source, as the expression of love, the divine, the peace. Knowing what you want, so knowing who you are at your core, who you are, that's ultimate clarity. Knowing what you really want, that's the clarity of really claiming what you want and what you're here for. And knowing what's most important for you. So really having clarity about on every given day and moment, what is most important to you. And when you have that clarity, what is most important to you, you are focusing your energy. Like you're focusing, it's like you're taking all that dispersed energy, everything is energy, and then you're putting that energy into focus when you know what is important to you, what you want, and who you are. And the mistake on the other side is confusion, not having clear vision and feeling confused and inability to see clearly. And when we're confused, it's like this, like there's no way that the universe can really support us because we are confused. We don't know what is most important and where to prioritize our energy. And the universe doesn't know how to support us, doesn't know where to move, to have a momentum. Because when we have clarity, we're able to have momentum and move forward in fulfilling what we came here to fulfill, fulfilling our soul's mission, fulfilling and sharing our gifts with the world, and living in the most aligned and inspired ways. That's truly our birthright, is to be the expression of love, of peace, of the divine, of the godly qualities that we all have within us, but so often become confused and forget what our true mission is here. So just taking a moment, again, it comes with pausing and taking a moment to be quiet and listen, to feel and to know what is most important for you. So just taking a moment right now, you can close your eyes and tune your attention inward to your breath and to your body. Because so often that disconnect happens through the disconnect between our thinking mind and our feeling body and our being. So as we bring our awareness to the breath again, we're able to feel what is most important for us right now. So the fourth, let's look at the fourth empowerment key, which is being in touch with your needs and your desires. And it's very much connected. So the fourth key of being empowered or returning to your empowerment natural state is being connected to your needs and your wants and your desires. So when you know your needs, you know, there's a Maslow hierarchy of needs. So when you are connected to your needs, your physiological needs, your emotional needs, your community needs, when you really know what you need on every level, on your spiritual needs, you know how to ask for it, and you know also how to satisfy your needs. So that's really powerful when you are connected to what you need on every level, on what you need physically, physiologically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, environmentally. When you know exactly what you need, it's really your power to know your needs. And on the other side, the mistake is when we are disconnected from our needs or feel like we are never able to fulfill our needs, or looking outside and feeling like a victim, that nobody is able to fulfill our needs, and that that's a way of getting into victimhood mentality, and trying so hard to satisfy those needs and looking for people, why can you satisfy? And that leads to all kinds of dysfunctional patterns and behaviors, such as blaming others for us not being able to fulfill our needs, or being judgmental or passive aggressive. That's another one. And I am very familiar. I've been there, I've done this, and I've been through periods of time in my life. Just this past summer, I caught myself in really feeling like a victim, until I woke up out of that trance and realized, oh, I am in this place because I betrayed myself. I betrayed my own and disconnected from what I really need. And when I woke up out of that trance, I realized, oh, that's what I really need. I need to like really connect and feel. And a lot of times those needs are the crying of the inner child. We have a really young parts of ourselves that when we were young, they didn't have needs met. And our caregivers, our parents just didn't have the skills and tools and ability and capacity to fulfill our needs. So it's really our job as healers, as coaches, as seekers, yoga teachers, to continually reconnect with that part of ourselves that is very young and has a lot of needs. And it's on us to fulfill them and to know how to ask when we know what those needs are. Maybe it's connection, maybe it's empathic listening, when we need somebody to just listen. This is a big need, to be heard, or to be seen, to be recognized, to be acknowledged, and to know that our feelings are important, our feelings matter. And having ability to reach out and ask for others to just be there for us, so we can really feel connection to our own self, and not feel ashamed of having needs, because that's what happens. I experienced that, and a lot of my clients experience that. When we feel needy, there's a lot of stigma to feel needy, or to feel that there's something wrong to have needs. But that's super important for us to know our own needs on every given day, and to know how to fulfill them, how to satisfy. And with that comes this feeling of satisfaction. When we feel that like there is a satisfaction, that we can relax into knowing that our deep needs are fulfilled. And the mistake on the other side, the mistake that we make is feel like we don't need to have needs. We feel disconnected from the needs. We feel ashamed of our needs, or also feel like blaming others for not being able to fulfill our needs. And a lot of times it ends up as a passive aggressive behavior, where we're so desperately needing something, but we don't know how to ask for it, and don't know how to satisfy that void inside of ourselves. So let's look at the fifth key to feeling empowered. And then the fifth way to feel empowered is to take action. And to take action, physical action, that creates momentum. And not any kind of action, but the action that is aligned with your needs, aligned with your clarity of vision, and aligned with your connection to source, and who you are, and what you're here to do and fulfill and express. So it's really powerful that we don't just see inside of our thinking and being, but we actually take that action and do something with the internal states, with our needs, with our visions, and we create momentum this way. So sometimes we want something, we have desires, but we don't act on them. We don't do anything. We just it ends up as wishful thinking. So what are some of the actions that are aligned with your desires, aligned with your needs, and with the truth of who you are? That I call it soulful action, that are really in alignment. On the other side, the disempowering mistake is just staying inactive. Sometimes you might feel like there's something in your life, you're not in the place where you want to be, something is off, and you, like maybe a job that you're in or something that you're doing just no longer feels in alignment, but you don't quite know what is in alignment, but you're just staying in inaction. So taking an action, whatever little action that is, but moving in the direction of what you're creating consciously. So maybe if there's an interest in you, so taking an action in that direction, maybe it's researching and picking up a hobby that just really calls you. And being in action it's a really big drain and disempowering habit or mistake. Or on the other side, it's busyness. So it's kind of like the flip side of the same coin. On one side is not taking action at all, or just being super busy, like being on autopilot and just going through the motions, just cleaning, grocery shopping, just doing things that are not creating momentum, but just keeping you in that same old routines and mediocrity, and just kind of keeps you occupying, but doesn't fill you up with inspiration, doesn't give you energy, and doesn't uplift you and move you forward in the direction of what you want to create. All right, so beauties, stay tuned. I will be sharing with you the gift that's my inspiration and inspired action that I'm taking in the moment, is creating this gift of clarity. So stay tuned. Hopefully within a week it will be live and you'll be the first to know. And in the meantime, continue to tune into who you are, into the spirit that you are. Continue to remember your clarity of why you're here, who you are, and what is most important for you. Connecting to your precious needs and taking action, taking inspired, imperfect, soul-aligned actions. I'm sending you so much love. I'm going to